It's your boy Emmanuel, and I'm back here with Somto, and we're here on S&M. Today we're going to talk about music for the first episode. We're going to make this a two-part series, so we'll keep this one kind of short. Quick 15-minute burst on some music. But bro, shout out to the people, man. What's up? How you doing?
What's poppin', y'all? What's poppin'? My name is Somto. I'm here with my boy Manny. S&M Podcast Episode 1. Let's get this.
Yes, sir. Let's get it, gang. Okay. So the first question off the bat, I just wanted to ask is, what does music mean to you as an individual? I know we starting off a little deep right off the mix, but hey, let's jump into it. Why wait?
Music to me is damn near everything at this point. Like, that's how I'm able to deal with my emotions. That's how I'm able to communicate with other people. Like, if I go down especially if you know me, if I'm going down a specific path of music, you'll understand, oh, don't talk to him. That man is pissed off right now.
Facts.
So,
facts.
So, like, that's how I express myself. That's how I'm able to deal with my own stuff. That's how I'm able to, and then with me, I love to dance, so I'm also able to move around, dance, and it's literally anywhere that there's ground, I dance. It doesn't matter.
For real, that's true.
Doesn't matter if it's in my room, in the hallway, in an elevator, in the middle of the street, I will still dance.
That's crazy. You remember when we went to that OD party at the Zeta chapter?
Mm-hmm.
You had that red Michael Jackson bomber,
jacket.
I think it was a bomber jacket. Yeah, it was a red. I think it was a bomber jacket, but yeah, it was a jacket. Man, oh my gosh, we was cutting up in the middle. Man, we had a good time. I can't even lie. That was a good time. It was pre-COVID. Those of you who were partying post-COVID, you guys kind of toned it down. But pre-COVID, oh my man.
Shit done got serious.
It done got serious. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But nah, that's true. But no, you really do. You and I really do dance on anything that's flat, level, and supportive.
It doesn't even have to be level. It can just be flat and supportive.
That's low key. That's really true. But yeah, I definitely would agree with you about music and how it's. I'm not gonna say it's an emotional thermometer if you're around me, but if I've been listening to nothing but drill music for the past 3 or 4 hours, there's something wrong. I don't listen to drill music that long. I will mix it up. I'll throw some pop in there. If I'm shuffling my playlist, there's probably going to be a classical music or an audiobook that just happens to play. But if you hear nothing but King Von, C-Dog Honcho, T, Grizzly, Pop Smoke, back to back, there's something wrong. I'm just sorry. There's something wrong. I'm not saying you're in danger. Something's just wrong. It's just like if you hear me say nothing but Bryson Tiller, Juice WRLD, Trippie Redd, and you know what Juice WRLD and Trippie Redd I'm talking about. I'm not saying like Maze and then Bryson Tiller Don't, or Timeless Interlude and then Trippie Redd the Grand. No. I mean Bad. I mean Juice WRLD, Lucid Dreams, those kind of songs.
Yeah.
And then some Bryson Tiller.
All girls are the same. All girls are the same.
Yes. Yep. All girls are same. Yep. It's a rough day. Or if I'm listening to Kid Laroi, it's over with. I've hit rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sad day. It's a sad day. It's a sad day. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Fuck you. Goodbye. You hurt me for the last time.
I was just listening to that yesterday. I was just sitting there looking up at the stars, like I felt that. I was like, I felt that. I don't know. I was outside. It's like 11 at night. There's no bugs. I had a little campfire going in the fire pit, and you could just hear the crackle of wood, just looking up at the moon, like.
Man,
it just hit different.
Especially when you have that shit especially when you have that coming through a speaker. You're like, oh, you don't mind other people knowing that you're listening to it. Yeah, you going through some rough. You going through some rough stuff right now.
Yup. So a lot of people say, I feel like I'm soft or I'm weak because I wear my emotions on my sleeve. Everyone can see I'm sensitive. I'm like, I wear my emotions on my sleeve too. They just come out with an 808 pattern. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. It's the same thing, man. You and me, we not that different.
Yeah.
You sit here, you cry, or you look like you got RBF. Me, I'm listening to King Von 1 second. I'm listening to Pop Smoke another second. I got Travis Scott. And I switched the whole mix around and Kid Laroi, Juice WRLD. You're like, what is wrong with this man?
Yeah.
Honestly though, you want to know when you really should be worried is if I have made a brand new playlist with nothing but like dark drill, and I'm about to go work out of any variant. It's probably not good. Like I remember I made a list. It was King Von How It Go. It was King Von Why He Told. It was Joyner Lucas Revenge. Like, I was just running down the list.
Sometimes the title of the songs are able to also tell you what we're going through.
A lot of people don't know the title of a lot of music, though.
Yeah, like
they'd be like, I know that song, but that's about it.
Yeah, like, for example, a song called Revenge. You should know what I'm feeling, right, based off the name. You should know what I'm feeling.
It's like, come on, Sherlock, you got this. Figure it out.
It's called Revenge for a reason.
Oh, is it so everyone can forgive and make up? Yeah.
That's not what revenge is.
Like, you and Webster need to go have an intimate conversation.
That's not the definition of revenge. Make it up? There's no making up. We gon' hash it out, but there's no making up.
Like Lil Durk said, we trying to get it back in blood. You feel me? No, that's crazy though. But no, that's definitely, I can relate to that. Associated with it, like, is a way you can kind of, it's an emotional gauge for me. But moving on, who or what inspired and introduced you to music? Like, how did your music journey start? Whether that's listening to it, I know sometimes you make your own beats and your own music. So like, how did you kind of get into all of that?
So when it comes to making my own music, I have to attribute that to the Migos. All the way back in like 2015. We're in 2023. That's 8 years, bro. That is 8 years that I've been consistently listening to music. Like, according to Spotify, I would spend about 1/5 of the year, or either 1/5 or 1/15. It depending on how busy I was that year. If I'm not really busy, I'm spending close to 1/5 of the year listening to music.
That's crazy.
Most of that being like Migos, Nico and Vince. Like, that was how I started getting into like the making music aspect. Introducing me to music overall, that's all on my mom. Like, from the day I was born, my mom would have good music playing. And I'm like, every single day after that, I would have a different song, so I would be introduced to different songs, different types of music. And with us being Nigerian, like, Nigerian parties, those things last a long time.
Yes, they do.
Like, you can go to a party that was scheduled to start at 7. It won't start at 7. Like, people will be there at 7, but it won't like fully get started till like 9 p.m.
That's facts.
And it will keep going into the next day. So
true. It take a second to get off the ground, but once it get off the ground, it's airborne.
Yeah, it don't stop. It don't stop until like everyone's like, bro, I'm too fucking tired to deal with this right now. I'm gonna go.
Facts.
But like, music is how we gauge everything. And then after coming to the U.S., radio. I started off with the radio, listening to cassettes. Yes, cassettes. I know some of y'all.
For those of you who were born in 2005, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and Google that real quick.
Yeah, I know some of y'all may not know what the heck a cassette is, but I was listening to cassettes. I was listening to CDs. I was listening to the radio. Like I had it all. Once I got a phone, started listening to the music through my phone and iPod and stuff. So it was like,
Yeah.
just everything. All right, my entire life had some anthem for that year, for that time period. Every single aspect of my life, I would say, would have some anthem. And if I go back in years, but we still had the same music choices that we do today, I would update that anthem for each year of my life. Like,
Interesting.
like for example, the year I was born, that if I had any music choice, it would probably be like either Versace by Migos.
You love that song.
Yes, I do. Versace by Migos, Handsome and Wealthy by Migos, or Happy by Pharrell. Those are very different songs.
They are. I was like, okay.
That's a big jump, but that's the vibe that I'm getting from that time period.
He went from Versace to because I'm happy. I'm not gonna lie, that's a transition right there. You have to be one skilled DJ to mix those two together. But that's interesting though. Interesting. I like how you said that your life, basically you could find a way to break down each year of your life and kind of sum it up as an anthem. That's interesting. That also speaks a lot to how important and powerful music is to you, and also just the depth of, you know, different songs that it is that you listen to. So that's good.
What about you though?
All right.
We ain't gonna forget about you.
Yeah. You saying like an anthem for each year?
Oh no! Like, what inspired you to get into? Because yeah, you know that I make beats, and now the rest of the world knows that I make beats, but they may not know that you also rap. So, like, what got you into? What's an artist that inspired you to get into music, or like how? Explain your music journey to me, not only to me but also to the rest of the world.
Yeah, for sure. No, I appreciate that. I would definitely say, kind of like you, my parents had a lot to do with my music influence. My mom, early on, when she was actually carrying me, she used to listen to classical music because apparently it helps babies relax. It helps with their cognitive abilities. I mean, I'm smart now, so I'm not sure if it worked or if it would have worked without it. Anyway, it don't matter. I'm smart now, right? I don't care. A win is a win, you know. A win is a win. But she was always classical music, jazz. She listened to a lot of gospel, soul music, and it's actually my dad who, when I was older, kind of put me on to rap music, but not like, he didn't say, he's like, hey son, I think you should listen to this, and then he turned on something like EXO Tour. Like, I don't really care. Like, that was not the rap he was introducing me to. It was more like 50 Cent, you know, In the Club.
Which is still a banger to this day.
It is still a banger to this day, bro. I am not gonna lie. And then, you know, A Tribe Called Quest. You know, Queen Latifah, when she used to rap. A lot of people just know her as an actor, but yeah.
Bruh, you telling me that your dad was like into Queen Latifah type shit?
Hey man, my mom and I, when they go, they listen to old school music, they call it going into the crate, because that's pretty much, you know, all the records, they came out of a crate. So that's pretty much what he did. So he said, if you're gonna get introduced to this, you know, it's not just about the music or the beats of today, it's really a culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because music it's a way that, you know, African Americans were able to express themselves. It's a way in slave times they communicated. So there's a lot of history, a lot of richness, and a lot of culture behind what music really is, especially rap music, in the sense that it tells a story. It's not just nice to listen to. Like, if you listen to some of those older artists, they're talking about real life experiences. You know, today is a lot more about, you know, getting money, getting women, you know, living that life, not really caring about too many people or too many things. If people disrespect you, you know, you just take them out. And that's the message that, you know, a lot of artists are portraying to the younger generation because it sells. But honestly, it's making a more violent world. It's making a more divided world. Whereas, you know, back then, they had a positive message about how, you know, I came from down, I brought my brothers in, I helped my family, and, you know, we kind of build up each other as a community. You know, I'm saying that there's different routes to success and positivity, not necessarily, you know, I got the money in cars, I got the drug in your bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't the message they were trying to portray.
Yeah.
Because now it's whatever's catchy, whatever pops, and whatever sells. So I would definitely say my dad for that. Now, who actually, when I started rapping, my dad actually, he and I would freestyle a lot. So that's how I got introduced to that. And I always liked the style of rap. But the style of rap I actually prefer and I find easier to freestyle with is actually Travis Scott. Mostly because it's a freestyle version that gave me time to think when I was first starting. So if you think about, I'm trying to think of so not like an Escape Plan song, because that one just kind of goes. But if you think about like an Astro Thunder or an Antidote, that's actually a really great example. Antidote, like, don't you open up that window, don't you let out that antidote. It gives you enough time to think before you have to say something, versus like a Nardo Wick or even a Lil Baby kind of freestyle where you really have to know what you're doing. Or even harder than that, not for the speed, Drake and J. Cole. Drake and J. Cole rap has got to be the hardest to imitate, just because, and Big Sean, just because their lyrical genius also goes into their flow.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just, it is really difficult to get down pat.
Yeah.
It is really difficult to get down pat. It's possible for a few people, and a few people have tried to mimic that flow style, but it's really tough.
It's difficult for it to be successful. Like, you can imitate it, but it's difficult for it to be successful. The artist that I think that almost no one's able to imitate, Busta Rhymes, Eminem, because
yes,
they're also not just their flow, but their speed as to which they rap.
I would say NF came close to Eminem. That's probably the closest I can think of. That and Logic.
Yeah, but
those would be the closest two. But associated with Busta Rhymes and Eminem, they really are in their own league. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, like I've seen videos that would break down some of their because, like, if you look at top speed rappers, there's a few that are in there that are just in there because they're like, but they're not. Those are underground artists. The two big name speed rappers, Busta Rhymes, because Busta Rhymes, he has a verse on a remix version of Bottoms Up, and obviously the first verse that most people think of when they think Busta Rhymes speed rap, his verse on Look at Me Now. Which I believe his verse on Look at Me Now was like 15.8 syllables per second.
Yeah, that was insane. I was listening to it, I was like, alright.
And then Eminem's verse on Godzilla, his speed, even though everyone thinks of Rap God, Eminem's verse on Godzilla is actually one of his fastest verses at like 22.8 syllables per second.
Interesting. That's actually a good point because Godzilla is not the first one to come to mind. It is that other song.
Rap
That's
God.
the one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Rap God. Yep.
Because
I am a rap god. Rap God. Yep. That's the one that comes to mind first. I was like sitting here. I was like Godzilla. I was like, was that one fast? But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like that is technically faster than Rap God by a little bit.
Crazy.
By a little bit, but it's still faster. He's able to say like a whole word per second faster. More. He's able to say a whole word per second more in Godzilla than he is able to say in Rap God.
That's insane.
But
That is something I have found difficult though when you're rapping is being able to rap fast, but the words come out clear enough so you can actually understand them. That's where they really have a talent. Because anybody can mumble rap quickly, but you may only pick out a couple words. You can actually understand every word they're saying. You can't repeat it at the same speed, but you can understand what it is, which is honestly it's a skill.
When I first started, I would hear look at me now. I'm not humming. Because I'm like, I don't know what they're saying. But the ad libs, I always mastered the ad libs, like, or damn, like I would, because those are the parts that are slow enough for me to actually understand it and make sense of it.
True.
But I'm like, humming.
That's interesting you mentioned that about ad libs though, because if you think about now I'm thinking about it. When I listen to Migos songs, I don't. Okay, other than Bad and Bougie, I don't sing the words.
Mm-hmm.
I sing the ad libs.
Mm-hmm.
So like T-shirt. So for T-shirt, it was like Mama told me. I'd be like, hey, not this. I'd be like, Mama. I rarely sing the actual words. Only with Bad and Bougie was like, ooh. Now she got my crew. Like that's the only time I'll sit there and actually rap.
That's
the words.
not even the Migos part. That's Lil Uzi.
That is not. That's Lil Uzi's part.
But
I mean, obviously the chorus like raindrop, drop top, smoking no coke in that hot box. Like I'll sing that part, but I'm trying to think. I don't think there's actually a Migos song where I sing the words more so than the ad libs.
Mm-hmm. Like the Migos, I would say that's another thing that helped inspire me. They're like when I write, I know that ad libs are supposed to like just happen naturally, but when I write to incorporate ad libs.
I do the same thing.
So I'm like, and I would honestly say that that's probably thanks to them because they are the master of the ad lib.
True.
In my honest opinion, they are the master of the ad lib.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You think ad libs? They're the first people to them and Travis Scott, but it's in that order.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely in that order.
Mm-hmm. Like I cannot. Like if we had to separate the rappers today into like categories, and had to pick like 4, Migos would definitely be top 4 ad libs. Top 4 ad libs, most likely number 1. Travis would be number 2. I can't really think of any other one that's after them.
Yeah.
Because there aren't that many songs that have like good ad libs that last consistently.
Right.
When it comes to flow, it's if I had to rank flow rappers, I would definitely have Lil Wayne, T.I., flow and influence. Lil Wayne, T.I., J. Cole, and
True.
oh man, Lil Wayne, T.I., J. Cole, probably. I don't want to put Joyner or Lil Baby in that group. They're honorable mentions, but Lil Baby.
What about Drake? What about Drake? I know that's the question everybody be asking.
Drake? Drake? Nah. Drake, okay. I'm not saying that Drake.
Cause you said influence too. You said influence. Drake changed the game. Drake been around since 2010. People forget that.
Yeah.
Bro's been solid. Bro's almost been solid for 15 years straight.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was trying to do the math. That was all.
I was like, a friend told me that. I was like, whoa, you right. That man really has been hitting on all cylinders for almost like more than a decade now.
True. With songs like The Motto. Yeah, I think Drake would be number 5, if I'm being frankly honest.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Drake would probably be number 5 because I'm also thinking about like versatility in terms of like you put them on any beat, they're able to match the energy of that beat.
Yeah. Drake does that.
Okay. The only thing is with Drake, he tends to focus closer to his favorite style of beat. Like it's if I had to,
that's okay.
Like I can't see Drake being put on a drill song, which is at 140 beats per minute, most of the time in F major, F minor. 138 to 144 beats per minute, and most of the time it's in F major, F minor, F sharp, like in those keys. I don't see him doing a song like that.
That's actually a decent point.
But Lil Wayne, I think he would be able. He could do a song like that.
True.
Even though Lil Wayne's
J. Cole.
Yeah, like Lil Wayne's. Oh, Polo G. Polo G is the 4th one. In terms of being.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You got that one.
In terms of being able to, like, you can see Polo G hop on a drill song, kill it. He actually has. For example, his song that he did with Fabio Foreign, Bop It. Polo G's verse, not gonna lie, made that song. Fabio was cool and all, but Polo G's verses killed it. You could see Polo G hop on like a Feels type of song,
like Martin and Gina. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, you could see him hop on his own drill songs. Lost Files. It's slightly slower, but it's still rapid, and that's his own speed rap as well. He's doing 12.4 syllables per second in that song.
That's tough.
So that's his own speed rap. So you see him doing speed rap. You see him doing feels rap. You see him doing drill rap. You see him doing storytelling. You see him doing all of that.
That's true.
Like Drake, I just can't see him doing specific versions of rap. Like I can't see him doing speed rap because the way that
that's fair.
He will. You could give him a fast beat, Forever, the song Forever. That beat was more for Eminem to be able to do his thing.
Yeah.
But you could give Drake like a 150 beats per minute song. Like you could give him a 150 beats per minute song. He will find a way to slow the words down to the point where it
fits for him.
Yes.
True. Okay. That's interesting.
And then you give it to someone like Lil Wayne. He will just, or anyone, yeah. Lil Wayne will speed up his own words to get close to that. Because look at me now. Lil Wayne did a little bit of speed rap. It's, granted, it's nowhere near as fast as Busta. But he did his own version of that. T.I.
That's fair.
T.I. He has his own stuff as well. He has drill, feels, all that. Like, with his song Active, that is almost certainly close to a drill song, except it is not talking about the same things that drill music talks about. But it is still as quick, as dark, as bass heavy as regular drill songs.
Right.
But it's not talking about the same concepts as drill. It's talking about like, oh, you want to call me a bitch? You want to call me a bitch? Okay then. I got you.
That's fair.
So
you breaking down the nitty gritty of these artists and their styles, man. Yeah. That's crazy.
And then you have J. Cole, who his adaptability from like Pride is the Devil, comparing Pride is the Devil to some of his older songs, it's vastly different. You're like, damn, this man has grown into his own. Yeah. Into his own.
Definitely a goat. Definitely a goat.
Drake, I'm not saying that he is number 5. I will say that he is number 5. Actually, no. Forget that. He is number 4.25.
4.25.
Like, that's how close this man is getting into like the top 4 for me. That's how close he is to getting into the top 4. Then after that, you have Joyner at number 5, and then Lil Baby at number 5.5.
Yeah.
Because, like, Lil Baby, he's able to hop on almost anything. His voice, his flow, he's able to hop on almost anything. It will sound good. But his flow remains consistent.
It's a very distinct sound to it.
Like,
whether it's quicker or slower, because there's something like Emotionally Scarred, and then there's like you said, Pride is the Devil. So it's still his flow. It's just sped up or slowed down, basically. It needs to fit. That's interesting.
Yeah, and then you got song for Lil Baby specifically. I'm thinking about like his freestyle versus the Bigger Picture. Like
4x4 G63 ain't no more feelings. I get a chance to chance. Oh, that song is so hard, bro. Yeah. I can't even lie. Yeah. That song is so hard.
So like between those two songs, Lil Baby has grown as a artist, but his flow remains consistent within them. To me, at least.
Yeah,
it may be different for others.
I can't think of anyone that won, so yeah.
Yeah, it may be different because I'm mainly thinking of like songs where they are more or less on their own to figure out the growth potential. So yeah, like I would definitely. Those are like my top 7 overall flow artists.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Part one getting good. We really starting to get the nitty gritty. So when we come back with part 2, we're gonna get into features. We're gonna talk about who the best feature artists are, and then we're gonna bring up that controversial question of can 21 Savage actually carry his own music career, or is he only really good on features? But that's part 2. Stay tuned for that. As always, appreciate having y'all on the show. I'm Manny. Send them out, bro.
Alrighty. As my boy Manny here said, we appreciate everyone listening. We appreciate it. We can't say we appreciate it enough. Like, comment, and subscribe. There's a lot more coming. The train is coming, y'all. The train is coming. Pause.
Alright, gang. We gonna head out, bro. See everybody. Be smooth. Stay safe. Peace.